Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to be calling, they're going to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff. This is like Watergate, only it's worse. Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
It's that heartbeat of the nerve center. Welcome to the show. It's Monday, the 24th of July, 2017. And we still have a crackhead as the president. I'm sorry, folks. I had nothing to do with it. I did the best that I could do. I showed up at the poll. I did not vote for this guy. And he's still there. Well, the big showdown is about to happen, if not already, where his son-in-law and son is about to testify. Hang on a second. You got to get your mic over there. Poor Carol. She comes in all discombobulated, but now you got the mic in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mic was facing me. Anyway, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Good. You have a good weekend?
I don't know.
Okay,
Can't
maybe
answer that one. I don't know.
go back to sleep and let's start over.
Actually, I did. I went to that last night in my building.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
They were amazing because they were all people that lived there, and I couldn't get over the talent.
Really?
There was a Portuguese woman. I couldn't believe how good she was.
Now,
She was a pro, though.
Yeah, explain to the audience what you're talking about, because I know, but they don't know.
Oh, in California, I'm sure they do this everywhere. They have, in the summer, we have concerts all over the parks and where condos are. Well, where I live, there's 500 condos, and they decided we would do the same thing.
Okay.
So yesterday, they had, from 5 to 8, we had music.
Oh, nice.
And it was pretty cool because I didn't realize they were all people that lived there that put this together. And
Fantastic.
you would think they played together all the time. And I mean,
Wow.
people were getting up. They told anybody if you had some type of talent or wanted to sing. And I couldn't get over it. There was people singing the blues. And one, I called it stripper music.
Dun, dun, dun,
But this girl from
dun,
Portugal,
dun,
she
dun.
was amazing. She's a pro, though.
Did you get up and perform?
No, I don't sing.
Oh, you can dance, right?
No, I don't dance.
I thought you were a dancer.
There's an echo.
Yeah, it was my iPad. I'm bringing up Periscope. Up Periscope. Up yours. Well, let's say good morning to Chris and see if he's alive. Hey, Chris.
Boom, shakalaka. Yes. How you doing? Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning.
Morning. So how was your weekend?
Not bad. Not too shabby. You know, hey, did a couple of things, and I got a chance to catch up with a couple of old friends of mine and reminisce, and that was all right.
Oh, nice. That's always nice when you get a chance to do a little flashback as I did, what was it, last week? Yeah, last week.
You mentioned about that, right?
Yeah.
T-Bone.
T-Bone.
Was the guy's name.
Yeah, and I talked to him again yesterday. And he just called to say, hey, man, it was a real kick to get together and everything. And I told him I talked about him the next day on the air. So I'm going to send him that clip so he can laugh his butt off. But, yeah, man, that's always good when you can get a chance to hang out with some old friends and reminisce.
Yeah.
And I guess the older you get, the more important that is.
It has more value to it.
Yeah, it does. Because, many of your friends are not around anymore.
Yeah. And, I haven't heard of this person in a long time. They called me on Facebook Live when I was doing my recent home base about O.J. Simpson. And that's when he was like, oh, man, he didn't even recognize me at first. I got the, as he called, the wisdom in my goatee now. I was like, man, I know that was you got all gray and everything.
The wisdom in the goatee. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool little guy. I said, dude, because he stays clean shaven, so he doesn't show his whiskers and stuff. I said, man, come on. He probably got more than I do.
Wow. Well, let me just say hello to the people on Facebook, both on the Lee Michaels page and the Power of Voices page, on YouTube, on the iRadio Coach YouTube page, on YouTube, as well as the Power of Voices YouTube. We're also at our website, thepowerofvoices.com. And we have an app that you can download to your Android device or Apple device, even on the iPad. In fact, I'm watching it right now on an iPad. And so you can download our app. Just go to your app store and search for The Power of Voices or Power of Voices. And let's see, where else are we? Oh, we're on Periscope. Hello, Periscope. Up scope. I don't know why I feel compelled to say that. I guess because I like all those military Navy films and everything.
You said up yours earlier, too.
Up your scope. Yeah, right.
Right.
Screw you. Yeah. But yeah, so we're here, there, and everywhere. So there's no excuse. You can tune us in anywhere on social media, and we may be expanding that footprint here in the weeks to come. But anyway, so much is going on. I was just scanning through some of the headlines earlier this morning, and I see where there's a 9-year-old boy in Africa who was born with HIV, and he went through a series of treatments, and then they stopped the treatments, and he has survived, and apparently the HIV is no longer there. It's in remission. Undetectable.
Okay,
Well, they've had medicine out here for it.
Well, I know, but this is a new treatment that they started a number of years ago. And apparently it's kind of like an off and on treatment, but you don't have to take the medicine forever. And apparently he's the third case in the world that has had this degree of success. So maybe they have tapped into this thing and figured it out. But he was born with it. He was an infant when they discovered it. So that's hope.
Well, Africa has the biggest cases of it.
Yeah.
Now, they're saying they have a vaccine possibly for diabetes.
Oh, that'd be great.
Some kind of shot that controls it or something, they were saying.
That's fantastic. I could eat chocolate cake and not worry about it, huh?
diabetes.
You eat it anyway.
But I'm not a diabetic that I know of. So I'm okay.
You don't go to the doctor.
Well, sometimes it's good not to know. You live your life to the fullest. I'm going to the doctor, though. I am.
Don't start that again.
Now, what are you talking about?
No, we know what happened last time. You know, Carol, you mentioned it because Carol said that
He
she was
doesn't
going to
go.
get right. You was going to get you and Josefa and get him out of there physically and go to the doctor.
Well, you might have to do that. It's going to take more than the two of them, though.
Well, how many more are you going to need?
I don't know, but they think they're badass, but they ain't that bad. I'm a tough cat. It's going to take more than the two of them to wrestle me up out of here.
Carol, how many people you need to get him up about to go to the doctor?
She don't know.
I don't know because,
She never tangled with the Tasmanian devil.
well, I'm not worried about that. But, he's got to want to go.
Yeah. No, I'm going. I got all my insurance in order. You know, I didn't have to deal with Obamacare because I'm old enough to have my Medicare in place, and I got a supplemental insurance to that, so I'm 100% covered.
Yeah, but they're saying Trump, how he's going to sabotage it.
I tell you what.
He's getting insurance companies where they're not going to take Obamacare or Medicare.
Well, they're successful at that.
So I suggest
thing.
to people, if there's HMOs where you're at, get on one. Because like Kaiser, that's their own insurance, so he can't mess with them.
Well, it's crazy because the insurance companies are telling our congressional members what to do. They have them hook, line, and sinker under their control because they're supporting their reelection campaigns with millions and millions of dollars. So until we make it illegal for industries, for companies to make donations to these criminal-ass congressional members that make up our laws and control our destiny, until that happens, not much is going to change. Unless we, in 2018, November 6th, vote all of them out, vote them all out, bring in a whole new group, and maybe they will become criminals, but maybe a couple of years, 4 or 5 years, we can get this thing straightened out. That's what I think. Because obviously the people we now have in power are not working in the best interest of the people. If they were, it wouldn't take more than 8 years to come up with a health care plan that people can afford. If they were, we would have an infrastructure bill in place. Should have been done 8 years ago when President Obama tried to do it, but no, they shut it down. Now, all the good things that Obama wanted to do, now these guys have a chance to do it themselves. They didn't want to allow him to do it because they didn't want to give him credit for being smart.
Well, they're back at it again, though.
Yeah. So listen to the Republican Party that controls the United States of America and every branch of government, and now you're trying to take over the media, the fourth branch, and silence them and call them fake news because they're tapping on your head and you're feeling the pain. Just do the right thing, man. That's all. That's all you got to do. Do the right thing. Take care of your people. That's it. It's that simple.
They can't. Yeah, they can't and they won't. And the thing about going back to what you just said, people have to be accountable for these politicians' actions from the standpoint of holding their feet to the fire. And you just can't just let them get away with it. Because what you said before about voting is very powerful. You have to use it. Like case in point, like here in Chicago, we had an ongoing thing with red lights. And these red lights have been getting ticketed for various people as another way of gouging the citizen who's driving. So, for example, you could be driving and it'll be between the green, yellow, and red, and you're driving and you still get a ticket because you ran the so-called red, but you were in the caution area. So it became a big thing. So now they're going to have a settlement of, they made money over $2 million of all these backed up tickets. So now it's going to be a settlement. And once again, but for example, one of my fellow talk show hosts on WVON here in Chicago, Mark Wallace, does an evening program. He has used his show to platform these red light situations with citizens. He told us on the show we did last night, well, I'll get the shape of plug in a little bit, but he was saying that 8 aldermen had promised to be a part of trying to change the red light situations, and now they're going to protest in front of each of the 8 aldermen's offices because they lied.
Well, put the heat on them.
Yeah, you have to, because if you don't, they'll just go getting over like a fat rat at cheese factories.
That's right. Nothing will change. You know, we have a responsibility, just like our elected officials. Once we put them in office, don't just say, okay, well, I did my duty, I voted, I got my guy in, and just walk away and not pay attention. You have to pay attention and hold their feet to the fire. And you need to think about them daily, to check on them, see what they're doing or not doing. Because if you wait for 2 years or 4 years or 6 years on the next election, and when they're up for re-election, and then you say, oh, yeah, I voted for him the last time, and, I'm going to vote for him again. Well, you dumb as a rock. What did he do for you? Did he change anything in your district that made your life better? Did he bring some jobs to your community? Did he clean up the crime? Did he eradicate the drug pushers in your neighborhood? If they didn't do any of that, if they were not working on your best half, then don't re-elect them. I don't give a damn what party they're with. Democrat, Independent, Republican, they're not working in your best interest.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
delete. You know the delete button on your computer? Use the same thing when you vote. On my keypad is in between the print screen and the home button. I know where delete is.
Delete.
I use it often. If it's not working for me, get rid of it. Trash can.
There you go.
Absolutely. So, you, Mr. Public, Mr. and Mrs. Public, if you're 18 or older, you have a responsibility to hold your elected officials accountable. Don't vote and go to sleep. See, that's what Carol does. She votes and then goes to sleep.
I didn't know that.
She has nightmares. Yeah, I had to wake her up every now and then. She's over there watching those.
You go to sleep? You go to sleep, Carol?
No, I don't.
Okay, just checking.
She never
I was
sleeps.
looking at
That's
something.
easy.
Did that law pass now? I guess it did, where you can kill hibernating bears.
I know. Yeah, and certain.
There's a white
states.
guy posing with one he killed. It's like chicken shit asshole. I hope one of those bears get your ass now. I mean, why are you going to mess with the bear when he's and do bears really bother people?
Lions and tigers
That's
and
because
bears.
Trump's
my.
kids like to hunt just
Yeah.
for a tail.
Yeah, I know there was somewhere here in the United States where they were allowing.
No,
To hunt bears.
he passed the law. You can kill hibernating bears.
Yeah, hibernating bears. That is a punk. You're
yeah,
a
well,
punk.
there's a guy that
That's an unfair advantage.
posted it. A friend of mine put it up, and I'm looking. I thought, this ain't a man.
No.
This is a chicken shit asshole. And they kill their cubs. It's like,
Oh, that's
what are we going to do when we
disgusting.
don't have bears and that? Does this make him a man? That's why I enjoy it when these people that have killed elephants
Yeah.
they've been getting killed by elephants, stampeding and that, and everybody cheers.
Yeah. Here's a guy.
What's wrong with people any longer?
Man poses proudly with the
Proudly,
bear he shot
a
while
sleeping bear.
it was hibernating. A sleeping bear. That's a coward. Let that bear be up on all four, and he challenges you, and you challenge him. Now that's a hunt. That was a slaughter. What you did, man. That wasn't a
I
hunt.
just feel like the world's going back to when the world ended before.
Yeah.
It's just not cool.
Well, they found water on the moon, so maybe that's where we're headed
Maybe
next.
they'll all move there.
Exactly.
You know?
All of the 1%ers. To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
I mean, I see so many things with animals that just upsets me. Like this morning, I was looking at my Facebook and I pushed on something, and this little dog just started screaming. And he came from Romania, and they said he was so abused. Here, you want to listen to this? It'll break your heart.
Wait a minute. Where is it on your Facebook
Yes,
page?
go on my page and watch this poor little German Shepherd. This was in Romania, and I'm getting tired of this because why are we doing this?
People don't care about animals. Some people.
Well, this
That-
will break your heart. I was crying when I seen it. I never seen an animal cry. Just to touch him, he cried. That's how bad he was abused. If you don't want an animal, give him to somebody that does.
So this was someone's pet, and they abused it?
I don't know. You have to go on my page. Let people see what they did to this poor little thing.
I'm trying to pull it up here.
It just, I guess I like animals more than I do people sometimes.
Well, you know what? I
worry about
understand
my
that.
cats. I can't die before them because I don't know what would happen to them. I wouldn't be here to know. And I read horror stories, what the kids do with the parents' pets. But
Well, you have to have a will.
there's going to be a will, honey. And
Yeah.
everything's going to be, whoever takes them, that's where the will be.
Yeah,
A will, honey.
a will, honey.
Yeah, it just really makes me angry that people are so cruel to animals, innocent animals.
Well,
Do you see it?
No, I'm getting there. I think what you need to do is to write in your will that you want
Oh,
Chris,
I am.
you want Chris Bass to take your animals
No,
and love
I
them.
don't want Chris Bass to take
No.
my cats.
Why?
No, she's right about that. No, she don't want Chris
I
Bass
have
to
a
take care of
client that will take my cats.
Yeah, Chris will
Don't
make a
die
good daddy.
before me. No, I wouldn't.
He's
My cats
gentle.
will go to somebody I know that really would take care of my 3 cats and treat them just like if it was their child. Those are my babies.
Yeah.
Right. Just like other Carol will have a will too for her cat.
Yeah, the one that you imitate.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this morning, my cats could see I was upset.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them stood there just looking like, hey, Mom, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, like cussing words came out. It ain't okay. You know, I realized that sometimes you have to cut the strings, whether they're grown or not. You got to cut it.
Yep, that's true.
Your kids should not be jealous of you or call you names. I'm sorry I'm not aging fast enough for mine. That's only 2 of them, though. The other
Yeah.
ones are fine.
Well, I'm trying to get this thing up here.
I mean, my one cat will attack because I thought he was going to attack Jim's mother the other day. She will attack. She doesn't play. But she's nice. Have you ever seen him be mean? But
No.
they've attacked. She's attacked
Whenever
him.
I'm around, they're very gentle and
She's
very
attacked him
disciplined.
twice now.
Well,
Twice.
that's because he's probably.
And they
done
know
something.
he's moving because she's so happy. and I like Jim. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I think a man needs to grow up. When you're 25, you can't be treated like you're a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Because he knows my story and what happened this week. And it's just, this man is a sweet guy. But when you're 25, it's time to be a man.
Time to get up and go.
Yeah.
Do
You
what you
can't
gotta
let a
do.
mother act like you're some 2-year-old bitch or something. You know, you're kung fu fighting, you know. I met a Chinese guy last night at that thing. I thought he was Hawaiian because he was like 6'4". And we got to talking, and he was telling me how mean. I said, oh, I know how mean Chinese Asian women can be. I said, but you just got to be right back there at them. I mean, I was reading an article where this Chinese woman caught her husband, and he was a young guy and she was young, having a mistress. Her and her friends got that mistress, stripped her clothes off of her, and stuck hot peppers up her vagina.
No.
They're mean. They're mean.
Hot peppers?
Hot peppers.
Wow.
And I mean, go stick it up your husband's ass. You know, he's the one that's guilty 9
What
times.
did you call it, a hoo-hoo at one point?
No, I called it an ass.
Oh, not that. I'm talking about a woman's
the other
private
thing.
No, it was her vagina. It's not a hoo-hoo. It was. I thought that was
Okay.
horrible. I've seen things where these women, and people think they're so gentle, and I'm not against Asian women, but honey, go after the man, not the mistress. You can talk to her, but go after the man. I mean,
And
because
now welcome back to Hot Gina.
yeah, I think that's sad what they did to this young girl. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes men don't bother to. I had that happen to me. I mean, the woman didn't do nothing to me.
What, Hot
I
Gina?
didn't know. No, I didn't know he was married.
Oh, good.
And he let me think, you know, he was divorced, and we were seeing each other for months. And we were in bed, and the phone rings.
Oops.
And she asked for him. So I said, no, I think you got the wrong number.
Did she ask for him by name?
Yes.
And you said, no, you got the wrong
I think
number?
you got the wrong number. She said, I know he's there. She was African. And she started telling me, you know, that. And I said, no, you got the wrong number. Boy, when I hung that phone up, get out of my bed.
Mm.
Don't you ever call me in life. I said, I don't date other people's men. I said, you know, and he would call me, oh, no, we're separate. No, just leave me out of your business. I thought that was horrible. Don't
Yeah.
sit and pretend you're single if you're not.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I might come slash all your
Misrepresentation.
tires, and you don't know what I might do. I might invite you over just to do something very mean. So, you know, so I can relate to some of this, but why would you do such a horrible thing to another woman when and they were both young. The man was young, the girl was young, but I just thought it was horrible. You know, using and those Chinese peppers are spicy.
Is that worse than cayenne pepper?
Yes, they are.
Ooh. Ouch.
So, I mean, to do that to her. So, you know, and I tell people, they go, oh, no, they're very, I said, nah, I've been in China, honey, and I've been in Korea, and I dated a Korean man.
So this is a Chinese girl that did this?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Breaking news. If you see a Asian Chinese lady walking down the street with flames coming out of her ass, avoid her.
Avoid her.
Call the
No,
FDA.
I felt bad for her because
Call the fire
I
department.
guess I will tell my little story because it really bothered me. My little roommate, I have chefs. I'm a cook. Not as much as I used to be, but he destroyed one of my pots, which my pans
We didn't
cost.
have any water, which went on the street.
No.
Bring a whole new meaning to burn, baby, burn.
Well, I'm just telling you a story if you think Chinese women are not mean. So my roommate's Chinese, and he's moving out. Now, he was supposed to replace this pan because he burned it.
Yeah.
So now Mommy's here. And I said, oh, by the
Well, of
way, don't
course.
forget to replace my pan. And she was upstairs, and he said, I'm not replacing. I said, but you agreed to that when you ruined my pan. You ruined it. Well, I not pay for it. That bitch came, excuse me, people, but a bitch isn't cussing. It's a female dog. She came down
Yeah,
those
that's
stairs like kung fu fighting. She at me and screaming, and she
Again with the woo.
yeah,
Ooh,
and
now she didn't go woo on
She
you.
pushed me. She took her hands. I lost it.
Okay.
I literally
I'm
lost
going to have to
it.
turn your mic
Window.
off now because you're about to incriminate.
I don't care because she went at me first. So I'm not incriminating. I lost it because I couldn't believe how she just
Yeah.
pushed me. I lost it. I picked her up and slammed her against the wall. She's lucky that she wasn't by the window.
The famous window.
I was very upset
Bye-bye
because
window.
I don't do these kind of things. You know, years ago maybe, but I don't do that. I'm too old to be fighting somebody and dealing with it. But I lost it because and she ran back up the stairs, and I told him, you know, maybe it's best you get her a hotel room. So she started again yesterday. Tried it on me. She started again. She was coming by with this purse and just being a real. And I just took him aside. I said, look, I'm going to tell you something. You don't know me. And I don't know your mother. I said, but you know what? She needs to stop now. Maybe she hits your dad and whatever they do, but I'm not going to tolerate this any longer.
Yeah.
Well, she wants to go to I said, she's not going to the paint store with me. Me and you are going.
Well, I told you what you need to
But
do.
she's not. Well, I
Just-
did suggest that, but
Yeah.
she comes in starts screaming in Chinese at him. I don't know what she's saying.
Well,
Because
she's telling him no.
No, listen to this. We can buy it on Amazon. I said, you ain't buying my damn paint on Amazon because I didn't use that kind of paint on my walls before you scratched them and did whatever you've done to them.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to be frugal.
Well,
or whatever.
this morning, they were totally nice. She was wrapping a thing around her head to help clean that 5-year dust he's had in there. She
5
covered her
years
head.
of dust. Well, you know what? Maybe
I told him,
they.
I don't want to fight with your mother.
You shouldn't. You
I
shouldn't
go,
even
"We-
have any discussion with her.
You've been here for. I don't. She doesn't
Yeah.
speak English.
Yeah, she can if
I
she
told him,
wants
you've
to.
lived in my house for 5 years. I've treated you like you were my own child. And I don't want it to end like this. I want us to remain friends, but grow the hell up.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a damn whether he was your friend or not. You know, because an agreement is an agreement.
I have it on paper.
There you go. So just hold that paper up and say, this is what you agreed to.
No,
it's not up for
actually-
debate. It's not for negotiations. This is what it is. And be
Well,
done with it.
Actually, he gave me a paper that somebody gave him for me to sign, and I looked at it. Brushing. What's brushing?
Brushing?
He didn't call it paint. He said brushing.
Oh, well.
He thought I was going to sign that, and then he didn't put the light thing on. I said, I'm not signing this.
How's he going to give you an agreement?
Well,
You're
that's
the
what
landlord.
I said to him. Why are you giving me an agreement? So I said, brushing. I said, it's called, I was getting the dust. I said, well, where's the painting on here? Well, you got I said, no, I'm not signing that. I have a legal paper that shows
Right.
exactly what you had to do. I go, don't do this. I said, we've gotten along great. You should teach your mother to respect people.
You know what you need to do? This will simplify it. This will solve all your issues.
I'm probably about 5 inches taller than her.
But don't even, that's irrelevant, not important. Your big fat stick is called ICE.
Nice.
He's not a citizen.
I know that.
Okay, he's on a visa, right?
I know that.
Okay, so just say, look, if you don't comply with what you agreed to 5 years ago, here Here it is
No,
in
he
writing.
agreed to it a year ago,
Here's
too.
your signature. If you don't live up to this agreement, I will call the immigration department, and they'll see how long you've been here on this this student. What is it called? Not a student.
Oh, he's been there
But
way before
he's been in
that.
junior college for 5 years.
Yeah, and before that, he's
Give me a
been here since he was 16.
He's dumb as a rock, or he's playing dumb, and he thinks that he can stay here forever without becoming a citizen, and that's just wrong. See, people are always picking on the Mexicans. I say, if you're going to be against
you don't wanna
illegal
hear-
immigration, then you need to be square with
You
everyone.
don't want to hear that one now. So the night I was coming over to your house, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I needed he was taking me. We couldn't get out because there was a moving truck blocked to where he couldn't back the car out.
Right.
He said, yeah, that's why they don't want Mexicans here. I looked and I said, excuse me? That's why they don't want Mexicans here. You know, they live here illegally. And I said, let me tell you something about Hispanics, honey.
Wow.
They're the hardest workers around. I said, and I can honestly tell you, and next of all, my granddaughter's Mexican, and my niece and nephews are Mexican. I said, so don't ever say that shit around me again.
But see, that's how people have a twisted view
Yeah,
of reality.
Yeah,
He's not exempt from that. You know, you're here illegally just like everybody else. There's millions of Chinese and Asians here illegally, Africans, Caribbeans, Canadians, South Americans, Russians.
And they come here and with their mafia and they kill each other.
Come on, folks. It's not about one group of people. It's not just about the Mexicans. Come on. This is bull.
They take jobs that
Nobody else will take.
my ex.
I'm damn sure not going to go out there in the hot ass field and pick strawberries.
When he had the
it ain't going to happen.
candy factory.
And I listen, I appreciate and respect anybody that's willing to do it. It's just I'm not cut out for it. That's just not me. And I don't have a problem with anybody that's willing to do it. It's got to be done if you're going to eat some strawberries and tomatoes and corn and cherries and all that kind of stuff.
His hardest workers were the Latins. This is how he described the different races. He had a huge candy factory. He's the one that did all the candy canes that went everywhere.
Uh-huh.
He told me the white people get done with lunch and they want to go exercise. He said the blacks get done and they want to take a nap.
Who said this?
My ex.
Okay.
This was years ago, the older guy. But he said the Hispanics, they work their asses off. And everybody says that has a business. They work. They work. So quit putting these people down. Because I used to be like that. When I got done doing I wanted to go work out. Then I wanted to take a nap.
Damn right. Hell, what is it? The French that take a break every day? Is it the French?
They do that
in the middle of the day.
Countries.
Yeah.
The Middle East, they work more at night because it's so hot there.
Exactly. So it's all about your habitat, your tradition, your culture, and all of that. And I hate people that are so narrow-minded that don't get that. And because you're not white and an American, then any other cultural habits is just not right. Come on, man. It's not right for you to feel that way or see things that way. That's what's not right. So get over it. Get over yourself. Stop
Everybody's
that bovine.
funny, though. They've been saying, put your cats away and lock them in the room when you leave. Because
I think that's smart.
I go, they're not going to eat my cats. Oh, God, I would die.
Well, maybe they won't eat your cat, but maybe they might do some harm to them just out of, being
my cats
ignorant.
Run under beds. Maybe little man wouldn't, but the other two would.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead, let them see this. Whatever they did to this little German Shepherd is horrifying. I've never heard an animal scream like this.
All right, let's see if I can get that to come up here.
The scream. Did you hear the scream?
No, I haven't played it yet.
It's devastating.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it to come
What
up.
did they do to this animal, whoever owned him, and this was in Romania.
All right, here we go. We're going to give it a try here. See what.
And he's a puppy.
Let's see if we can't get it.
That's the dog. Isn't that sad? What did these people do to this puppy to make him like this?
He was terrorized.
You gotta shut it. It bothers me. No, he's doing a lot better since this woman took him.
Yeah, he was terrorized. He was beaten badly. When you see a dog reacting that way in the presence of a human, then it's clear that
Yeah, he didn't want nobody to touch him.
Yeah, he was
if you touched
terrified.
him. But you know what's so sad? You're seeing this even happen with kids right now. I mean, what is going on? You know, every day you see a child that somebody's either raped a 3-month-old baby or a 3-week-old baby, or one woman hit her kid so hard she punctured her heart and killed her.
that's
I don't
savage.
know what is going on. Why is the world becoming so evil? It makes you scared to go. I get at times when I'm walking,
Well,
I'll see somebody standing, I get a little nervous. I go, what if he has a machete or something?
yeah. Well, you have to put
And
it.
I do think like that.
Well, you got to put it in perspective, though, Carol,
I
because
try.
otherwise you'll just be self-terrorized over things that. I mean, these things are happening seemingly more
Everywhere.
often and everywhere. But I suggest to you, these things have been going on for years, but we didn't hear about them because of the communication level was so much different. 20,
Well, we
30,
always
40,
heard
50
about
years
it in
ago.
other countries.
Yeah.
When they sell little kids
Well, yeah.
to men, because a lot of their clients were Americans going over
Sure.
there to have sex with these little kids.
Right. Well, who was going to tell on those rich Americans that were coming over there doing the freaky
Well, they got caught. Some of them.
Well, yeah, because
And
the
it's happening
communication is
here.
better now. And the people who were providing the services were not going to tell on them because they were making money from it. So now the right people have heard about this, so now it's being exposed, and that's a good thing. Anybody that does any harm to a child or an animal, an elderly person, to me is just a punk-ass coward and should be dealt with accordingly.
I got some great videos for you guys today.
Yeah, but I don't need no
No,
more
this one,
depressing
yeah,
ones.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Some happy video.
Well, I think
'Cause I'm happy.
people need to be aware sometimes of
Yeah, no question.
why, when people say, why are you so concerned about animals? Now, have you
Well,
ever
why
have you ever heard of a trapdoor spider?
Trapdoor spider. No, I don't think that I have. Maybe I have.
This
I'm not
is
sure.
a trip. It's a spider that goes underground, but he builds almost like a door thing, a trapdoor.
Mhm.
I put a video up because
Mm-hmm.
people are like, what is this? What grabbed this cricket? It's a spider that literally opens up. I mean, you can see him opening it. They build this thing from.
Like a mound?
No, it's a door. This spider literally builds this thing that he gets out. Go look at him on my page. It's a cricket he grabs. But
Uh-huh.
people are like, what is this? And it's a trapdoor spider.
Is it-
I
how
went
big
in
is
and
it?
researched it. Well, if he can grab a cricket, this one was pretty big. And
Yeah.
he kind of looked like that thing that was camping out in front of here.
Oh, yeah, the alien bug.
You have to
The
see
potato
this.
bug. He
though.
was a potato bug.
It's like a little mound, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
this cricket's walking by, and this thing lifts, and he reaches out and he sucks them in.
That's pretty cool.
And I thought, dang. So I found a video, another one, I didn't post it, where a guy was trying to show what they do. He put a stick, that thing almost could grab that stick from him.
Wow.
But this one was pretty big, but it's a trapdoor spider.
I saw a picture. It wasn't a video. It was just a picture of a spider on a wall. And this thing must have been 4 or 5 feet.
They have those in Australia,
Really?
these huge
It
spiders.
was huge. I said, oh, that's got to be fake. Somebody photoshopped that thing and blew it up and stuck it on the
No.
wall. Oh, my God, it was huge. Now, that I would be concerned about if I ran up into something like that in the middle of the night.
You
I'd
better
be calling
hope.
for Chris. Hey, Chris, come get this spider. Chris,
Yeah,
he's
you
just
have
chuckling.
to,
He's
you
like, "Don't call
have to
me,
see
fool."
this cricket when he walks by. And they did enlarge it
Yeah.
just so you could get the full effect. And when that trap thing opens, you have to see how he comes out. And grabs him. It's a trip.
You closed it.
I go look. I like weird things like that. I wouldn't want to come across that though.
Well, some things, some of these creepy crawlers are.
Look, there's the cricket. Watch them open up.
Wow, that thing looks like a crab.
Yeah, they enlarged it though because I
Wow.
found other pictures, but that's like that thing that was out in front of here. That
Yeah.
looked like an alien. And what was that? A potato bug?
Potato bug, they said, yeah.
I don't want to run across that bug.
Right? Yeah, he did look creepy. That's for sure. He was weird looking. It's like an alien. Had a little funny head on him and weird, freaky looking body. That was weird. I'd never seen a potato bug before. I didn't know what it was.
No, remember we didn't. Did we
Yeah.
pick it up though?
I did.
What'd you do with him?
I put him over in the grass because he was kind of half alive.
Oh, he was alive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've seen a couple of them. The first one was half alive, so I put him over in that little grassy patch.
Oh, so you saved him.
No, I don't think so. I think he was dying.
What now?
don't think he made it.
So you've seen a couple now.
The second one I saw was dead. He was already crispy.
Crispy.
Yeah,
This
he was
thing looked
crunchy.
like an alien, though. Ask Lee because I took a
He did.
picture.
I
and you-
think we put it up on Facebook.
You blew up his face.
And that's how we-
looked like
yeah.
an alien.
Yeah, that's how we found out it was a potato bug. Somebody
Because
responded.
actually his
okay.
legs or whatever looked like bones, huh?
Mhm.
They were like bones.
Yep, he was weird looking.
I have a public service announcement I have to make
Okay.
for those of you out there. Now, I know my name, I share my name with other people, even though I am the first to have Chris Bass online, on media, but a lot of people have the same name, same spelling. But let me make this perfectly clear. To all you hooker whores out there,
Hooker
do
whore?
not send hooker whores, that's right. Please stop sending me links to your private nudie sites. I cannot do that. These girls, young female women's, come to my inbox and it's like, oh, well, he looks good, nice and stupid, and they I get like 8 inboxes now a day of hooker whores wanting me to go to their sex site. So for those of you hooker whores that you might be, probably not, but if you are, or you know a hooker whore, or maybe one yourself, don't send it to me. I thank you.
You know, my daughter was saying that a lot of these girls that have all these followers, she said they're hookers.
Yeah.
I get those, and
hooker
I'm a
whores.
woman. They'll send to me, would you like to be pleasure and things, and I go,
They don't care.
and I'm like, who the hell are
It's
you?
all about the money. It's a business.
This
They'll
is-
do anybody.
Mm-hmm. Even the
You want to
trapdoor
get grossed
spider.
out?
Even the trapdoor spider.
Oh, you looked them up.
No, I'm just saying the hooker whores will do a trapdoor spider if he's got some money.
They sure would.
Okay, look.
Oh no, the bird shit on the other bird. Oh, you know what, Carol? We're gonna put you on lockdown.
He shot that
Time
out,
out for
though.
Carol.
He didn't.
Is it back to animal porn again?
You know, there's one. What is
Tell
it, a
it,
duck or
they're
something?
those penguins because they're
Penguins.
birds, and one's.
One standing in front of the other, and he.
But
just
he's like
let it go.
he's like a half a foot away though, if you look,
Yeah.
and he shoots.
Takes a whole new meaning of shitting in your face.
Mm.
Probably have to do it later. I don't know.
Well, you can go to a zoo, and you can get too close to that monkey cage or that chimpanzee cage, and
Yeah.
they will dig right in their butt and
Yeah, they'll
throw
throw,
poop
they'll throw
at
shit
you.
at you. Yep, that is true.
So
That
if
they will
there's
do.
somebody you really don't like, take them to the zoo and tell them this one will talk to you if you get up close, and they'll just sling that on you.
Oh, that's disgusting. Carol,
'Cause when Michael had those chimpanzees, when they get a certain age,
mhm.
you can't let them out because they're very strong and they're mean.
Oh yeah, they are strong. That
and
is
he
true.
used to put clothes on them, but sometimes they didn't have clothes, and they're nasty.
Mm.
They're nasty,
Nasty.
very dirty animals.
Well, you know, they're they're animals. They're not humans, and you have to adapt and respect their way of life. That's, I mean, some animals you just can't make domestic. You can't train them to be humans. Nor should we, I don't think.
No, you can't, because they've known to rip people's faces off. Look at the woman that had one, and her friend came over, and she'd known it since it was little, and for some reason that day, that thing destroyed that woman's face. She couldn't get her chimpanzee off of that. I always tell people they're not pets. Like when Michael had them, they would be a pet up until maybe a year old, and that was it.
What was that chimp's name he had? Google?
But Bubbles was not around that long. It was always a different one.
Oh, really?
You can't tame them. You know, to work with them, the guy told me, you have to literally hit them with your fist. They're very, very strong, and they're vicious.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get a certain age, you can't be around them.
Wow.
You know, there are animals you cannot make them a pet.
Well, that's, you know, you got to respect nature.
Yes.
And let it be. Accept that. I mean, we have to coexist. You know, you got to keep in mind, we invaded them. They didn't invade us. They were here before us, especially in this country.
Well, if you look back at the cavemen, they kind of look like apes back then. If you look back.
Well, many scientists and people believe that we evolved from the ape, and maybe we did. Some people still look like apes, all hunched over.
A lot of them. Male and female.
Male and female, yeah.
Yeah, but don't they have some kind of disease?
No. It's just
ape.
It's just the way they look, the way they were born. It is what it is.
Silverback gorillas.
Silverback. That was that one that attacked that kid, right? Wasn't he a silverback in the zoo?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the kid fell into the
but then
habitat.
He ended up not hurting that kid, if I'm correct.
Right.
Didn't he
That's
kind of
right.
act like it was it a female, like it was her child or something?
Yeah, they killed that silverback.
They shouldn't have killed him. That was wrong. Why was the parent not watching their child?
That's right. Put the liability and responsibility where it should be. I mean, how many kids have been snatched up by a gorilla or whatever at a zoo? Not many, because most parents are paying attention to where their kids are. You can't let your kid run loosey-goosey like that. How did that possibly happen? That's crazy.
No, they've showed people like a father was at a playground and they kind of set him up.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his phone, not paying attention to his kids. So a man walked up, and they're taping this, and offered the little kid something and had him follow him. This man didn't even notice that his kid was being let off that park. I mean, when he noticed his kid was missing, and they came up and they told him, they go, this is, they basically showed him, this is how easy somebody can take your kid when you're texting instead of paying attention to your child. Because perverts, I mean, look what I told you with my walk last week with the group of people, and the man was standing there just playing with himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked to see if you were looking, because when I looked over, me and the woman I was talking with, he looked like, you see what I'm doing? He was doing it in front of me and everybody, but it turned out he was with these people that were all mentally challenged. But that's still scary, because this was a grown man.
Yeah.
Now, if he had walked in that bathroom, was he going to follow somebody in there? Because somebody's mentally challenged, that doesn't mean they're not going to hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But we told the people in the band, we go, are you missing anybody? They go, yeah, there's 2 men missing. We go, well, you got one over by the bathroom that's playing with himself.
Yeah, he has his hands full.
Yeah, but he was mentally challenged, but it's still the fact, what if somebody walked over into that bathroom not paying attention?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you wouldn't know. I mean, yeah, you mentioned about the person being mentally challenged, but still it's the fact that the scene itself of somebody, jacking
Exactly.
off of me. Come on now.
I mean, you know, when you go to events and what have you, that's a prime place for people to jack your kids. You know what I mean? And I was at a track meet down in Houston with my daughter and granddaughters a few years back, and my youngest granddaughter at the time might have been 6 or 7. She's 9 now. Wanted to go to the bathroom. So her and one of her other little girlfriends, her age, said, you know, Mom, we're going to go to the bathroom. And my daughter said, okay. Well, it was like maybe 50 feet away. But I said to my daughter, I said, Sarah, you need to go with them. She said, well, Dad, it's right there. I said, I don't care. You don't know what's inside that room.
Kids have gotten killed in those.
You
bathrooms.
go in there with them. And I mean it right now. So, oh, Dad. No, not old Dad. You just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So go in there and protect those children. She said, okay. And then when she came back, she says, Dad, you know, you're right. Well, I shouldn't be so trusting. You're right. You can't be. Because you want to err on the possibility that something could go wrong inside that little girl's room that you don't know about until it's too late.
And that has happened.
Exactly.
That has happened.
I was at an event over the weekend. It was a carnival, not a carnival. It was an event that for kids and families that had emotional, or disabilities. And towards the end of the event, there was a kid found just floating around. So the people got on the PA system and announced that we have a lost child here. And they said it 3 times. They described the kid. And finally, the mother came up with 2 other kids. And she says, oh, yeah, that's mine. That's mine. And I'm going, how could you not know? This was a toddler. Maybe, how is it that kid wasn't sitting in your lap or you holding their hand? I don't get that one. And I just shook my head and go, damn.
Well, it's funny, too. You say that. Recently, I think it was at a kid's baseball game. This little toddler was walking by itself, and this man seen him. And he was holding his bringing back. Mm-hmm. But the parent wanted to make it look like maybe he was, but all he was doing was stopping the kid and trying to find out who the parent was. So
right.
Sometimes the parent, when they know they're wrong, they want to make it look like it was
somebody else doing something wrong.
Like he was doing something wrong.
Exactly.
And that's kind of scary because that makes people wonder, should I go help this child or should I just leave it alone? Because I've seen that on the news. And all the man was doing was trying to find the parent because the kid could have walked off out of that whole area into a street anywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But see, a lot of times parents just don't, because I've always been like that where I don't never wanted my kids to go into the bathroom by themselves. I went in to make sure nobody was in there.
Exactly.
Because a lot of kids have been killed inside public bathrooms.
That's right.
That's true.
There was some teenage boys out here, I think in Redondo Beach, that went in, and this guy killed both of these teenage boys. They were like 13, I believe.
Jeez. I mean, when something like that happens, as a parent or guardian, you got to feel like dog crap because you're responsible. You're responsible for those children to protect them. Kids are kids. They're naive. They're not born with the instinct of protecting themselves. You have to teach them. You have to embed that in their brains that there are people out here in this world that may not be kind to you. Be on alert. Raise that bar so that they can be aware. Don't be so naive and innocent that you're not paying attention. And trusting, yes. Because there are people out here that don't give a damn about you. They want to hurt you. They want to kidnap you, turn you into, a slave, a sex slave. Parents, don't let that happen. Did you see that on the news this week? These people had all these illegals in a truck, and there was no air conditioning, and they left them locked in there. 8
people, 8 or 9 people died, and they
Right.
said some of them were children.
And
Just
like 30
because-
injured.
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah,
you
I saw
take
that.
somebody's money and you treat them like an animal. They died from the heat.
They don't care.
They locked them. Did they lock them in, or what?
Apparently they were locked in
Because
there,
one
yeah.
was able to get out and ask for
Yeah.
water, and
Right.
that's how only way all of them would have died.
Yeah. They were probably, maybe they weren't locked in, but they were told to stay in there because if you come out, you're going to get
Yeah, that's
arrested.
probably it. But
So
the
that,
one
you know,
came
it's
out.
still fear, but they bring them, they take their money, bring them into the country, drop them off, you know, leave them. Now you're on your own. But don't leave. Don't leave. You got to stay in there and I'll be right back. But didn't they catch the driver too?
I'm sure they
I think
did.
they did. They caught the driver.
He probably had to come back to the truck.
Yeah. And it was in a Walmart parking lot.
What was it, like 30 of them in there?
Yeah, well, it's 30 injured
8
and
dead.
8 died. So it had to be 38.
And some of them, they say, still might die or have
Yeah.
brain damage.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
they're
that's
It's
saying.
beyond sad, man.
You know, it's
Heat
kind
ain't
of
nothing
a
to play
trip,
with.
just humans. Like, there was a teenage girl yesterday. She was driving her little 14-year-old sister
Mhm.
and her friend, and they didn't have seatbelts on. She's Snapchatting,
Mm.
and as she kills the two of them, the car flips over. She continues to show this online. Yeah, she's dead. I hope this little girl rots in jail.
Wow.
She showed no type of care, anything about her little sister being killed. And the other kid that was in there is severely injured. And she was
That's
either
terrible.
drunk, I think drunk and high, but she was Snapchat and showing all this. She did
That's-
a video.
That's nuts. See, people are so dumbed down with this social media crap. A guy got in the car with in my car yesterday, and he had 3 young children with him. And he attempted to get in the back seat with the 3 kids. And I said, "Sir, it's only 3 seat belts. So if you don't mind, I think it'd be best that you get up front and belt the kids in." Oh, he said, oh, okay. But he wasn't thinking. Why wouldn't you know to do that automatically? So he got the seatbelt on all 3 children. And he got up front, you know, in the passenger seat. And he wanted to go to Burger King, pick up some food, and then drop him off at a second address. But, you know, he was a good man. We talked, we chatted. But for some reason, he wasn't thinking. He was going to get in the back seat without buckling the seatbelt for his children. And it was just sometimes you're just too lackadaisical, not thinking safety first.
Yeah, and you can't always expect a kid to. You got to make sure they do.
Mhm.
Because I do that. You get in my car, I want to see that seatbelt's on.
Yeah.
Even with adults. I have that older client, the older lady.
Mhm.
I have to strap her in. You know, she'll get in and she's not strapped in. I have to strap her in.
Well, I mean, if you don't, you're liable as the driver, the owner of that car.
Oh, this
come back to
young
haunt you as
lady
well.
showed no remorse whatsoever.
Right?
None
You know-
whatsoever.
But some of these people who have children, we had a conversation before about this in this program, that they have these children but are not instinctively parental or maternal when it comes to instincts. They're just devoid of it whatsoever. And that leaves the child pretty much in a roundabout way abandoned to some degree, because you got to figure if the parent cannot establish a safe environment at home, a way to love and protect that child, the child pretty much on their own to some degree, which is very sad. And you have these people out here, you see these mothers and some fathers out there who just are not connected. Like I told you before, in the summertime, you see these mothers like they don't want to be associated with their children in public. They'll walk in front of them or won't walk beside them, won't hold their hands, and things like that. I'm like, this is your child. What are you trying to, offer yourself up to? What? Because don't get me wrong. I mean, some women are like, okay, I'm trying to get some men's, but I don't want to know that I don't have any kids. That type of mentality, which is, put it like this: the child is not asked to be here, of course, and you, regardless if you like it or not, you got to take care of that child. And then what's sad is that when you don't have a mother figure or a parent to give you guidance along the way and have that grandmother or grandfather there for your children, then you have nothing. You have nothing whatsoever. No type of foundation, no recall to bounce your information becoming a parent yourself to that child, because you're devoid of it. And to go one step further, I've seen women go off on some of their children because they remind them of the father that abandoned them. I remember one time, I'll be real quick. This neighbor of mine had said to her son, "You remind me of your goddamn daddy." And he looked just like him. And he caught hell because he favored his father. He can't control that.
Yeah, but you married the man, so.
Well, they didn't get married, but still.
Well, still, yeah, you had a child with him, so
exactly.
Did you have a problem with the way your dad looked, your sex partner looked then?
I guess not.
That's cruel.
Yeah, it is.
It really it's devastating to a young child when a parent will make those kind of comments. You know, it's devastating.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, Carol. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I already forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, damn.
Next. Next thought, please.
You know, I run into a lot of people who forget very quickly, including myself.
I've been like that lately, but I think I've been under a lot of stress. So.
Okay, yes. I start writing stuff down before if I forget or get sidetracked, I got to write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down.
So, Jared Kushner returned from the closed-door meeting with the Senate Intelligence Committee just, I guess, moments ago. And, of course, he says, I did not collude with the Russians. Of course you're going to say that, you lying jackrabbit. Of course, we expect you to say that, but the investigation continues. And over the weekend, there was still talk about the president pardoning himself and family members and business associates and all that.
He feels if he does, he's stupid.
Well, but doesn't that seem, if he's talking about that, is that a distraction or is that a real thought that he's thinking about? Is that a possibility that he's thinking about doing that? And if he is, then why? That's my question. Why are you thinking that way, 45? Is it to cover up something? What do you have to pardon people if they haven't done anything wrong? You should be saying, let the investigation go forward. My children, my family members, my dog, the bird, my doorman, my business associates, no one has done anything wrong. So I encourage this panel of investigators to move forward. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you again about this topic when it's over.
Well, I think he thinks because he's president, he can do anything he wants.
Well, he's got to understand what being the president means. It's not being a dictator. And there's a scenario that I heard on I don't know whether it was MSNBC or CNN or whatever, but they were saying that 45 could declare himself incapacitated. And that means Pence would become the president. Then he could pardon 45, and then 45 could come back and say, April Fool, I was just kidding. I'm okay. So then he could come back as the president. Pence would go back as being the vice president, and everybody's happy. That is a criminal idea. Why would you do that if you're not guilty? You would only have those thoughts if you're guilty. Mm-hmm. Let's cut through the chase, folks. Don't be bamboozled with this bullshit that's going on in the White House. I'm embarrassed for America to even talk about it. It's disgusting. Never in my lifetime have we had a president so corrupt. He makes Nixon look like a Girl Scout.
Yeah, Nixon looks great compared to this guy, man.
Nixon was just stupid.
Yeah, stupid and paranoid.
Yeah. But this guy has taken everything to a whole new level of dumb. And his power is gone crazy. It's beyond the outer limits. Mr. 45, there's a space waiting for you on the moon. They've found water up there. So go on, get in one of your powerful rockets and take your ass to the moon. Bye-bye.
What about the gravity, though?
Who cares? Let him float with a bag of water. And give him a straw. So the water comes through the straw and just float into space.
Right. Float on, man.
Float on. The floaters.
Man. But I think 45 knows that, they're coming to take me away. Ha ha. I think he also knows that.
I wish they'd hurry up.
Well, I wish they would too, because every time, like I said, when you wake up, it just is worse and worse. It's like a continuing nightmare when it comes to this man. And once again, you can't make these stories up. And you see the White House is going into shambles and shambles, and another controversial story happens, or he'll tweet something, hell, Adolf Hitler doing his thing all over again. So it becomes the constant nightmare. And to some degree, I think we're kind of used to it, which is sad, but I refuse to, because the country that we're in right now could be much better than this. Once again, we're talking about a man who is unfit to be a human being, let alone run the presidency. He just cannot do it. And so when you bring in, once again, your family in key positions, in order to continue to, modify and diversify and make it a business for yourself and for your brand and for your family, and the people like the rest of us get left out because we're not part of the Trump brand. They're just building their equity and getting protection through the government.
Did we talk about this last week where Jared Kushner forgot to report 75 businesses that he owns? I mean, come on. How in the hell do you forget 75 entities that you're in control of? No, that's intentional.
Come on now. Yes, it is.
And how many times are we going to allow these people to insult our intelligence? How can they continue to get away with, oops, I forgot? Jared, you're a lot younger than me, and there's no excuse for you to forget. If you're a multi-billionaire, millionaire, whatever you are, I don't give a damn how much money you got. I'm not your idiot. I'm not buying into these cover-up lies one after the other. As the old saying goes, I'm smarter than the average bear. But this continuation of lies is just ridiculous. It's beyond acceptable. And it seems to be in the family. The whole family is that way. Even the son-in-law. Right. One cover-up after another. I don't understand this. I mean, we got all these legal scholars out here, and they're saying, well, it was okay for them to have a meeting, but, it just depends on the outcome. If they acted on, if there's some information that was actually, see, the idea of granting themselves or the Russians a meeting, to me, is a criminal act right there. How are you going to meet with the enemy to talk about your political operation? Even if they had some damning information on Hillary, you should say, well, I'm not the appropriate person to talk to about that. You need to hand that over to the FBI or the Boy Scouts of America, anybody but me.
Right.
How are you going to have that meeting?
Well, you can't, because, you're not the enemy if you're doing business with that country.
Right.
You're not the enemy at all.
When does your American spirit kick in and say, I can't do business with the enemy? But they were already doing business with the enemy.
Right.
All
that
the
was
loans.
sold out a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they've already shown their hand of being involved with the Russians. Now, doing business with the Russians, is that in itself illegal? Apparently not, but it should be. Why should we do business with any of our adversaries? And over the past few days, the Senate has come up with some new sanctions against Russia. I think you need to pack them all up and get them the hell out of here. They've taken over South Florida, down around the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
That's right.
And they're mean, nasty. They're coming in here with a handful of money, and they will toss their power around. Good morning, good afternoon to Apollo. Just checked in. What's up, buddy?
What's going on with y'all today, man?
We're sitting in here chopping it up.
What y'all chopping? That Peruvian flake?
No, dog. I ain't doing no time with the bovine. Dude.
I thought y'all be chopping Paul Porter up pretty good by now.
Man, screw that show. I'm not even going to give him the decency to talk about him on this show. I bought and paid for a book that this man's got is filled with lies and deception and anger and hate because he's a pie-backed little weasel short on talent. That's all I got to say.
That's the Capitan Paul Porter with video vibrations.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway.
What y'all talking about, man? I didn't mean to come in here and hijack. What was y'all talking about?
We were talking about the dysfunction of our president and his family and the lies and lie after lie after lie they keep telling. And Kirshner just met with the closed-door Senate hearing, and he came out and denied having any collusion with the Russians.
Well, Shaggy did that song. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Kind of looked like me, but it wasn't me.
R. Kelly tried that with his sex. Wasn't me.
Exactly.
Really? That Grammy in the background had your name on it, though.
I can't trust my lying eyes.
Yeah, just deny it.
Yep. So anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah?
Yep, real good.
Didn't get in no trouble, huh?
I went to a nursing home, so I visited my
You better be careful.
aunt,
it might keep you the next time.
Man, let me tell you something. You know, my aunt is there, but her son, my cousin, he had surgery on his foot, so he couldn't really get around good. So he had asked me to go see his mom, because if nobody shows up, she'll get anxious. And so she's on this floor where they have a little extra attention. It's for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And so, I mean, it was a great visit. She knew who I was, and I took her a milkshake. But there's this one lady that sits by the... And I'm going to try to say it like she says it with her country accent. And so she's sitting there looking all sweet, and I'm waiting for the elevator to come. I'm like, and so our eyes lock. And I'm like, well, hello there. How you doing? And she says, you goddamn shit ass you. And I'm like, excuse me? You're a goddamn shit ass. I'm like, shit ass? You mean... And I remember my grandmother used to say that, shit ass. I don't know what that means, a shit ass, but that's what old people used to call. Oh, he's old shit ass. But you got to say ass. You can't say ass.
Yeah.
She old shit ass. And I'm like, well, you have a nice day too. You're a goddamn shit ass. I'm like, I know. I'm going to leave you alone. You take care and have a great day.
That's the lady that you went to see?
No, it was some lady that just sits in the hall and says that to everybody who gets off the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
She's the welcoming committee.
She's the lady that used to work at Walmart to greet people.
You goddamn shit ass you. And so my cousin, when I got home, I said, hey, I visited your mom, and Miss Jenkins had a message for you. He said, what's that? You goddamn shit. And he busted out laughing because he knew exactly who I was talking about.
Right.
I'm like, but you know what? That's one of the things with Alzheimer's. I don't know if you've ever encountered it, but two of my grandmothers, one was my step-grandmother, my grandmother on my father's side. Both of them, I never heard them curse until they went through Alzheimer's, until it kicked in.
I have not been closely associated with anyone at that level. My mom, towards her end, had dementia. But, it was more forgetful reaction than anything else.
My grandmother, my step-grandmother, she was a Methodist red hat social worker, school teacher. I never heard her even say shit ever. All my years growing up. And towards the end, I went to see her at the hospital and took some flowers up. I said, well, hello there. How are you today? How the fuck you think I am? I'm like, oh, righty then. I mean, I never heard her even use a curse word.
That's the way Carol's going to be in a couple of weeks.
Oh, she's already that way. think it's all that cat dander and got to her brain.
Yeah, she's a little wound up tight.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, I think we ought to put a little fun together and get Carol, tuned up.
There's some
We need to put a tune-up fund together.
tune-up.
What's a tune-up fund? I already see a shrink. So.
Hey, Carol, I didn't even know you were there today. I thought
No, I was.
you've been.
No, Carol's in the house.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
you've seen it, but go on Lee's page and look at this dog that they abused.
Yeah, that'll
dog.
get him wound up.
I was crying
I've
when
seen
I
that.
had to
That
shut
poor
it off.
baby.
That shepherd.
That video's. I saw that video a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's been out there.
Oh, that
doggy.
just made me cry. seeing
Over
that.
2 million
Yeah,
views on that.
he's poor, but he later. If you look at it, there's a video as he later. God, I just want to hug him and kiss
What
him.
did they do to that dog, though?
They
That
abused
screaming.
him, beat
He
him,
abused him.
Sure.
Yeah, poor baby.
terrorized him.
Poor doggy.
They
He just
need
won't-
to
look
find.
at his eyes. Once she starts loving him, he
Yeah.
just eats it up.
Yeah,
I love dogs, man. I love dogs.
Yeah, my friend seen this guy beating the crap out of his dog.
Yeah,
I would have called
yeah.
the police on his ass.
I'd have just shot him.
Because police
Just-
are taking pit bulls now and training them.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because they kill so many of them every day in those pounds. If people just quit breeding them, it's not fair to the pit bull.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
they're not all mean. There's one at the beach. He's a little, there's a name for the real short, stocky ones, and he's just as nice can be.
Hey, I
Yeah,
need
they
to
can
say
be loving.
this. If you're listening to the Lee Michaels Show right now, you need to go to his profile and you need to click on this link. They only need $405 for his granddaughters. That's all their goal was, $1,500, which is not a lot. I've seen a lady go in here and try to raise money to go to Prince's funeral, and y'all gave $20,000 to this heifer.
Are you
These
serious?
children, yeah. When
Wow.
Prince died, some girl was like, "I'm trying to raise money so I can go to his funeral," and she had like 20,000 in donations. These are beautiful young ladies who are going to participate in the Junior Olympics. Y'all need to go click. And they only got a few days left before they got to go. I think
Yeah.
it's July 29th. So
Right.
5 days left in this campaign. They only need so if there are 10 people listening, go give $40 a piece. If there are 40 people listening, go give $10. Let's hit this goal.
Yeah. Thank you,
And
Paulo.
yeah, I'm just saying I mean, for what you spend on one top shelf liquor in the club this weekend, you could have helped these young, beautiful ladies out.
Yeah.
So y'all be up on Facebook flossing with a $30 cigar and some damn cognac. Just put one drink down and donate that money for these children so they can go down here and do it comfortably.
Well, you know what? Those are very kind and loving words and a message to the people. Because if we don't give to help each other, shame on us. And we bitch and bellyache about not having opportunities.
These are children. They can't afford to go themselves, and
That's right.
and that's a burden on their mother.
That's right.
And I don't know if she's a single mother, but I just know that it's a burden on any parent when your children excel in a sport or it's a. I know I was a single father for 5 years,
It ain't easy.
so I know that it's a financial burden. And
they're
these are-
sweet, innocent, young, hard-working girls.
are.
They're both
Yeah.
straight A students.
Look at that.
My oldest one, the 16-year-old Michaela, is already getting letters from universities. And so, I mean, she's got a bright future academically and through being an athlete. She's one of the top in the state of Texas in the 800, 400, and the 4x4, her relay team. And
Right.
Michaela's been in the Junior Olympics, I think it's either 8 or 9 years. Every year she goes there and does well. And the 9-year-old, Kennedy, this will be her second year in a row going to the Junior Olympics. So I'm very proud of them, and I encourage them.
Absolutely.
And my other granddaughter, who's also 9, she's in Las Vegas. It's my youngest boy's daughter. She's into ice skating. So, I have to support them in every way that I can and encourage them. And when they need things, Poppy's got to go out there and make it happen for them.
That's right.
To help
That's
out
right.
in any way that I can. So if you guys find you have the ability, a little extra cash laying around, you want to help these girls out, I would appreciate it. And if you're ever in need from me, as I have done for many people out there, I will always be there for you.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
And he will. Let me tell you. Even at 11 o'clock on a Saturday, he'll be there for you.
That's right. And
Yes,
Apollo,
he will.
thank you for your donation. Apollo,
Well, that wasn't nothing but returning the love.
well, you know that's
you know
what
what
it's
I'm
all
saying?
about. Absolutely, but
Yeah.
you didn't have to, and you made a sizable donation.
I did have to. Absolutely, I had to.
Well, some people feel they don't have to, so I appreciate.
I had even more reason than most people, but I'm just saying, for what you're going to spend for 2 drinks in the titty bar would make a significant impact on these young
right.
ladies' lives.
That's right.
So
Believe
just
it.
do it. I promise you, once you do it, it just feels good. Like, damn, I'm going to sleep better tonight. It does something for your spirit. I'm trying to tell you. And it ain't for, some bullshit. I see people put a GoFundMe up all the time. I just go, I can't find a job. I need to pay my bills. Well, come on.
Yeah.
That girl, I'm trying to get tickets to go to Prince's funeral. Really? I'm a huge fan.
That's
She had like
crazy.
$20,000.
That's
This woman
unbelievable.
just won. Yes, I swear to God.
That is unbelievable. People,
You know what?
jump
The
on
only,
that.
I remember thinking, if I were in a catch-22, like if something happened and my dog needed emergency surgery or something, and I didn't have 20 grand or 10 grand laying around, I would probably do a GoFundMe, and this is a very, very valid cause. These young ladies need to be able to go do this. This ain't some bullshit. This ain't some hood rich bullshit. And they're not asking but for $1,500.
Yeah, that's just cover hotel
The
expenses. and
hotel.
stuff
That's
like
all
that.
they're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all go do this for all y'all
And
that love this
think
show. Support
GoFundMe
this
takes
thing.
20%.
Yeah, they do take
they
a percentage of it. So,
Yeah, they do take a percentage of it. That's
and thank you, Carol. Carol made a donation, and all my other radio buddies that have stepped up and
Yeah. And there are some anonymous ones on there. So I saw some people that said that they were going to go donate, and I haven't seen their name pop up, but I don't want to call them out yet because they may have done it anonymously.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. And I've
and
done
you know
that.
who you are. You know who you are.
I've done anonymous donations because I don't need the recognition. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're doing it for the right reason. You're doing it to help out, not to
That's
get your name
exactly
called
right.
out. But if and I don't have a problem with being to recognize those who do good deeds, because sometimes that's good as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People say,
And if you will donate $50 right now, we will give you tickets to the O.J. Simpson release party at R. Kelly's house. We got 2 tickets for that. And I sent Lee Michaels, I emailed you to your iRadio coach the actual promo for that. if you want.
I saw that. What?
Yep. So it's just an MP3. If the first person to give $50 will give you 2 tickets to this O.J. Simpson release party.
Historic
Absolutely.
release party. It's not just
Yeah.
your regular. This is historic.
Right. Yes. So go ahead and click that link.
And
And
thank you,
to hang
Apollo.
out.
I appreciate that. I'm one of those people who I just don't have the ego, and I don't want people to think that I'm out here trying to do something, that's not cool or whatever. But yeah, I love my granddaughters, all of them, and I got another one that's about 4 months old now, and who knows what she's going to turn out to be.
it just shocks me how sometimes foolishness gets a bunch of donations and something that
I know
actually
it's surprising.
Yeah,
So surprising.
something like this has been a campaign for a week or two, and they've only got $1,000. It just amazes me.
Yeah.
Friday night, they making it rain in the club,
Ooh, you have no
but
idea, bro.
you can't give $25 to something that you're gonna feel better about. You can go out there and demoralize women, but you can't uplift young women to go out and participate in something that's I think is it's just the contradictory moral problem I have with it, I guess.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because God knows it make me look at myself sometimes. Like, boy, I can go down and go to massage parlor, but for what I could spend on that, I could send it to these
Or
children.
your bird
Yeah.
baths.
Yeah, I feel much better giving the same amount to some girls than I would some lady to rub me down with some hot oils like Teddy Pendergrass.
Yes, indeed. So what do you think? Do you think we ought to do a GoFundMe for Carol?
What's the purpose of it?
Yeah, what's the purpose?
To release all of the tension and fear and just, like a weekend of wild, passionate, crazy love making.
It's snow bunny fun.
But she has to be able to accept that somebody's going to have to touch her. You know what I mean?
No, she don't like to be touched. You don't like to be touched.
You
Carol.
can make love to Carol through a bubble. You got to be on the outside of the bubble. The booty in the bubble.
What is this? Is this Roast Carol Day?
Well, not really. We're trying to help you.
Booty in the bubble.
We're just trying to help you release all that tension you got built up, with your soon-to-be ex-roommate that's been driving you crazy for 5 years, and then his
No, he really didn't for
kung
5
fu
years.
fighting
It's
mama
ever
coming in
since
there.
his mother started coming down.
Yeah, threatening you and getting up in your face and putting her hands on you. I'm trying to keep
in your house. Somebody put their hands on you in your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh Lord, they would have been tased.
There's an Asian woman who about to do some kung fu fighting on Carol. And Carol had to fight back.
But Carol, I meant to mention this earlier. You say she doesn't speak English, but when you were having a conversation with her son,
that's what's
she
weird. How
no.
did she know what I was
They
saying?
can speak English when
She
it's
knew.
convenient. You get out store now.
No, she didn't say. She can.
she knew what you were saying.
She was screaming at hey ho,
In
and then she pushed me.
Yeah. Now see that
your house.
In your house. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I handled it.
There's a body imprint now on Carol's wall.
Implant.
She asked me the other day. She says, "You know how to fix drywall?" See,
How big is it? The size of a little bitch that I threw through that motherfucker.
So I said, "Yeah, I know how to fix drywall." That's
Lord
too funny.
Jesus.
Yeah, just Carol, you got to be cool. Don't let them get you fired up like that. You just give them
No, but you really shouldn't put your
invoice.
hands on someone else.
Exactly.
If somebody put their hands on me, they fair game. Now, if it's a woman, though, I ain't gonna touch them. If it's a woman put her hands on me, I'm gonna put a barrier between us till the cops get there. I'm not gonna put my hands on them. But if a man put his hands on me, shit.
It's gonna be a showdown.
In my house too.
No, believe me, I handled it.
You got to train them cats to attack when somebody touched their mama.
Well, that's
Believe
true.
Call
me,
the eyes out.
I handled it. I had an
I know you
automatic reaction to her. And my one cat will attack. My female one will, because she's attacked her son. Yeah, you're right, Lee. How did she know what I was saying?
Oh, she
You're
understands.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's just faking.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Because he's right. How did she know what I was telling
You were
him?
telling her son to pay for the pot that he burned up.
Yeah.
And this is not just one of those, like 5 and dime
No, very
Walmart
expensive
pots.
one.
It was a $150 pot, that belonged to a collection of pots, right? And he
Yeah.
destroyed it. He burned it up. What was he cooking, rice in it, or what was he
He
doing?
burns stuff all the time.
Yeah.
He cleaned it. I scrubbed it. Yeah, you ruined my pot. But that new pot he has, he does it with vinegar to clean it. That's going to get scratched before he leaves. I can guarantee you that.
You gonna key his pot?
I sure in the hell am.
Is it like a Teflon
Some
coating?
new pot that's out there, because I got one of them at the doctor's show and I gave it to Sky. It's this new pot they have out. It's expensive, but it's going to get scratched. I'm going to scrub it the same way he scrubbed mine.
Go get you a Brillo pad or some
Basically,
steel
that's
wool.
what he did.
Now I'll bring my drill over there that's got a grinder on it. We put holes in that sucker. That's how you do that. Say, oh, here, you forgot your pot, man. Happy cooking. But yeah, don't sweat that kind
And
of
he
stuff.
wants to buy the paint on Amazon.
Well, if it's
You can't buy it
good
on
grade,
Amazon. I had those paints mixed.
Yeah.
He's so cheap.
What color do you want to paint the room?
I don't know yet, but I get my colors mixed.
Well, just what you can do though. You can buy the paint and then take it back.
I'm
and
not going
just
to
white
do
paint.
nothing. He wants to do it through Amazon.
Well, but that's
I'm taking him over to Home Depot.
okay. So there you go. You can take him over to Home Depot, or like I said, give him an invoice for what it's going to take, and then that way you have the money and you go do
No,
it
when
to
I
your
told
satisfaction.
him what I wanted him to pay me, all of a sudden he came back with, I can order the paint on Amazon. No, you're not ordering my paint on Amazon.
Well, you just tell them that. So it's not going to work because I
I
have
told
to
him that.
have the right color.
They Chinese too. They'll bring that lead paint over there and mess your house all up.
You and your cats both all be dead up in there from lead poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would just keep it simple. I'd give them an invoice, say this is what it's going to cost, and then you do it the way you want it done. He doesn't have to be involved. You don't want him to paint it anyway because you know you're going to mess up your floor. And come on, man, keep it simple.
If that don't work, then send them folks over there, and they'll get it done.
That's right, Bubba and them.
God, I have so much to move.
How much could he possibly have in a room?
Well, I had that big bed and the couches and that, and I've been piling up stuff I want out.
Call Goodwill. Tell them come get
They
it.
won't. The one
Call
in my
Salvation
area,
Army then.
Yes,
They won't. Different areas. they
Salvation
won't.
Army will come get it up out of there.
I told them I had a TV and they didn't want it.
Really? Somebody wants it. Call a thrift. Somebody owns a thrift store.
No,
and
I
say,
reached out to some guys today. They can junk it in. We have a big thing where I live, and the city comes and gets it.
a
So-
dumpster.
Yeah, they're going to dump it in there.
Yeah, all the things you're talking about, Carol, is not that big of a deal. You know, you're stressing over it, but
It is
really-
when you're a woman.
well, but you know what?
Quit trying to pole vault over a rat turd.
Right.
True.
You got to, keep it simple.
Men move mountains carrying one stone at a time.
I used to flip mattresses, but I haven't did that in years. I have a
Shit, I
safe
could carry
in
a
there.
couch.
want
I can
out,
carry a whole
too.
couch by myself.
You're a bad boy.
No, it's not hard. People think it's hard. You stand it up long ways.
Yep.
And if it's a sleeper sofa or got recliners, but a regular couch, you stand it up long ways, you back into it, lean forward, and you carry it like a turtle shell. It does.
your
Most
back.
of them don't weigh anything.
Yeah.
You use your legs, not your back, but you stand straight up, kind of bend over.
Right.
It's so easy to carry. People are like, damn, he carried that whole couch. It don't weigh but
What do you
100
mean you
pounds.
bend over?
You back into it, then
Yeah,
you
you put
link,
it
then
on
you
your back.
bend forward,
Yeah.
and you put on your back,
You know what I mean?
and you kind of
Oh, you trying to be funny.
yeah.
She's going to bend you over the sofa. That's
Yeah, I'm a bend.
No, that you keep them strap-ons for them freaky L.A. boys. You be. We saw your cats playing with one of them the other day, stuck on the side
I
of your dresser
seen that.
drawer.
They probably would play with that.
Hey, Carol, you want to tell them about your experience?
No, shut up. Tell my story.
Don't tell her story now.
I won't, but you will. You will eventually tell it.
Eventually, it'll come out.
Yeah.
It didn't
Put a
bother
little,
me. It was the
put a little
truth.
Bailey's cream in her coffee. She'll start telling it.
Yeah, right.
No, I didn't have no coffee or anything when I told them my story the other day
No, I'm not. But you
about my dog.
don't do no. Don't
Did
do
it hump somebody?
No, he did something he shouldn't have did when I had company.
Oh yeah, he started licking his genitalia.
No,
probably.
he didn't. No, he went in.
He humped somebody?
He went into my personal property.
Oh, and come out with a dildo in his mouth.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I told you were going to tell it. You can't hold water, girl. You had a house full of people. You came
Well,
out
you
with-
should. What? He opened the drawer and take it out.
Yeah.
No, it was probably on the bed.
She said,
So you got to. It probably still had juices on it and everything.
Will you shut up? You always think everything's
That's
so
nasty.
nasty.
Well, hell,
Was
it ain't nasty. It's true. It
You'll
probably
be
still
shocking
had-
one of your enemies that we both know.
what, was that the R. Kelly 12-inch huge black one?
That was the Carol Hindenburg. The Hindenburg.
Oh, y'all so nasty. Ugh.
I
Disgusting.
don't know.
First thing
At
in
least
the
we know.
middle of the day, y'all talking this crazy stuff.
Did it
We're
have
all
batteries
those
in it, or was it was it just?
Just understand he brought it down. It doesn't matter where he got it from. He could open drawers, though. He was a very shepherds
Damn.
are very smart if you
There you
drink.
go.
But like, hey, look, my mama a freak. Y'all look at this. Look at what I got to put up with when y'all ain't around. When I want some begging strips, she too busy with this motherfucker.
No, actually, my dog was real smart.
This sure is a big ass begging strip.
My
right here.
my friend
Smell
had
like
a
tuna.
little small dog,
Oh,
and
God.
she came and my dog knocked right on her door.
Mm.
He went up the street, knocked on the door, and went in.
Say, what y'all doing?
He
in
was
here?
very smart. When I'd buy groceries, he'd come to the car and carry his bag in.
I had a buddy that said when he would go over to see his girlfriend, she had dogs, a dog that slept in the bed with her. He said when they was
Oh, he
having
didn't sleep with my
sex, the dog would come up and lick him in the ear. He said he got so good to him, he would just have the dog lick him in the ear. Forget about the sex. I said,
I had a
you're
lady.
real freak.
I had a lady. This no lie. I was
No, my
knocking the
dog
bottom
didn't
out,
sleep
and
with
her
me.
dog came up the stairs and was licking my butthole while I was. And I mean, it didn't feel good, but I'm like, yo, your dog got his nose in my ass. We got to lock this bedroom door. I don't want my salad canine tossed while
Y'all are sick.
I'm swear to God, the dog had his nose in my ass.
Jeez, man, that's nasty.
That scared the hell out of me. He was a big old dog too, like a boxer or something.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Well, you know, I had friends that would come over, and I always gave my dog a steak once a week because he was a great watchdog. And this guy would come over and just always mess with my dog and hit him and think he was funny. Well, my dog had a steak one day, and he called himself snatching it from him. Well, he learned a big lesson. You don't take the dog's reward. That was his steak.
Oh no.
No,
And I
that
let
ain't
him bite
smart.
him. I didn't care. I had told him to leave my dog alone, and every time he came over, he wouldn't leave my dog alone. So,
There's a way that you can make a post stay at the top of your timeline. How do you do that? I can't seem to find that.
make it your profile.
Make it my profile? No. Let's see. Unsave. The link is saved. Show and tab.
Just keep posting it. Delete
that
it
how you
and
do it?
post it again.
No. That's not how you do it. There's a way of making it and maybe it's a type of page that I have. This is a personal page. And I do know that, let me go over to the Power of Voices.
So what is Apple has a warning, a cyber threat?
Who? Apple?
Yeah. They think they fixed it, but
An attack on their website?
I just
It's stupid.
What? What do you
I'm
know?
watching videos of dogs humping drunk people
Oh.
that are on the ground and can't get a dog. The person falls down and the dog starts humping him.
Right.
Dog dry humps drunk man.
don't you hate that you go to somebody's house and their dog jumps on your foot?
Yeah. Well, don't bother me.
Hold on. I got to send you this video. Hold on. The guy's drunk on the. Hold on. Let me see. I can send you this. I'm sorry.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Maybe you know more about this than I. Now, on the Power of Voices page, which is like a business page, not a personal page, you can pin a post to stay at the top. But on my personal page, you can't.
No, you can't do it on a personal profile.
Can you convert a personal profile to a business?
No, I don't know. I've never tried to do that. I doubt it. You probably got to set it up from scratch.
Create a new one? I don't want to do that. That's crazy.
I just posted it on your profile. This drunk guy, he's laying on the couch. He can't hardly move. And the dog is humping him. It's hilarious.
You know, I think we should give you a show here on the Power of Voices, Apollo, called Apollo After Dark or Apollo in the Dark.
I'm in the damn dark, all right.
I think that would be good. Oh, yes.
What was that noise I just heard?
That's look like the dude is humping back to me.
Is he?
Yeah, he was getting into it.
He's laying there drunk. I sent it to.
Yeah. Oh, it's him. Wake up, man! Wake up! Time to go. You got to go to work.
Oh,
in
he's on
20
the
minutes.
floor now. He done fell on the floor.
These dogs.
He's good and drunk. No, that's another guy.
Only
on the
white
floor.
people. That's some white people shit. You don't see no brothers getting humped by dogs.
No,
you just don't see it.
No, we don't do that. That's your,
Oh,
your
come on.
people.
Don't act like you guys don't do things.
No, we don't do no
It
animal
isn't
porn.
just white people that do
No,
this
that's
stuff.
Yeah, mostly that
There's
letting a dog
freaks
hump
in
you.
every race.
Yeah,
That's
well,
like a black guy used to say, "Oh, I don't go down."
shit. They be the first ones to go down. They be the first ones to go down. My best friend, one of my best friends, he's like, man, I ain't never ate no pussy. That's nasty. I'm like, hold on. I was at your mama's house on Christmas, and you ate a big bowl of chitlins. That's right. So you'll eat a hog's ass, but you won't lick a woman between the legs. How does that make any sense at all?
It doesn't.
You eat a pig's asshole, but you won't lick your wife's clitoris. That makes no sense at all to me. Lee, what are you doing over there?
I'm just reading some news articles here to try to get you guys off of the sex talk here. But
Carol started it not today.
I
ain't
did
nothing to
not
do
start it.
with it.
It
Talking about
was-
your
it-
dog eating your dildos.
No,
what?
I didn't say
comment.
that. Lee did.
I didn't know. Carol.
Carol couldn't hold water because she said, the dog went into my personal belongings. I said, and he came out with a big dildo. And she's like, yep.
Yep.
If you,
I
if
told
you
her.
ever,
wasn't eating
if
it.
the FBI ever separates the two of you, you know you going to jail, Lee, because she, because she just gave it up.
I'm
first
smart
line.
enough not to do anything wrong around Carol because I know she
Yeah.
can't hold water. They would save a lot of money in getting her to tell the truth because you don't need to use sodium pentothal on her. She's just keep her talking and she will eventually cough it up. She'll cough it up. Quick, fast,
18,
and in a
19,
rush.
20, 21, 22, 30. 7 days ago, July 17th, Lee Michaels posts, I cannot wait to receive and read this book. Congratulations, Paul Porter.
Yeah, this book is full of lies and deception.
Paul says, thanks, Lee. I was tough on you. I hated consultants. Thank God I've grown up.
Wait,
Obviously, you didn't grow up before you wrote the book.
Exactly. And not only that, he autographed the book that I purchased.
Yeah.
And he did not say the same thing that you just read.
What did he say?
He still hates consultants.
Oh, really?
You hate authority and following directions of professionals that know what the freak they're doing. And, he's one of these guys, well, I know more than you do. But as opposed
Just
to being...
he was born with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just, not recognizing that somebody gave you an opportunity to learn how to be a program director and that you could take that knowledge and move forward with it. Some people are just ungrateful, not very smart, not very talented, and don't know how to use what they learn to their benefit. And with that, that's all I've got to say about that. Yeah.
So Trump posted, did you see what he tweeted at 8:49 this morning?
What, I'm awake and still the president?
No. So why aren't the committees and investigators, and of course our Beauregard Attorney General, General looking into crooked Hillary's crimes instead of mine? And
So is that another admission that your
Huh?
isn't he admitting his own crimes? He said instead of mine,
yeah.
when he says, Hillary's
Well,
crimes.
saying you would pardon yourself is saying you committed a crime. But
Exactly.
I think in his distorted thinking, he believes that the president is above the law. He believes,
True.
yeah.
And
I
then,
just
you
don't-
know what? I have to say that the advisors around him, legal and professional politicians, are all a bunch of dumb butts because they're allowing this guy to go public with this stupidity. And so somebody needs to stand up with some hair on their chest and say, Mr. President, will you just shut up with this mess? All you're doing is digging a deeper hole and being a huge distraction.
Yeah, but they're not going to listen. He's not going to listen to him at all.
And the stupidest thing is right now, opioid addiction is killing people. I mean,
Yeah.
and so Trump's task force on criminal reduction and public safety, led by Jeff Sessions, is expected to release a report this week that criminal justice reform advocates fear will link marijuana to violent crime. Sessions sent a memo out saying that marijuana is his number one priority. Really? Really?
Yeah, it has to be because they got to figure out how to control it. Okay,
You legalize it, and if you decriminalize it, then you take all the because the only violence that happens with marijuana is on a double cheeseburger, but I mean the actual street violence comes from the drug, the Mexican drug cartels who are trafficking marijuana into this country. But if you legalize it, then you put them out of business,
right? Legalize it, tax it, and you know what?
I'm for decriminalization on all chemicals because you take the crime element out of it. The war on drugs has not been effective. Ever since I was 15 years old, ever since I was maybe 13, if somebody came to me and said, "Hey man, I want some weed," or "Hey man, I want some coke," or "Hey man, I want whatever you wanted," I could have it within 30 minutes. And that was in a small town population, 25,000.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, you have not cut off the supply of it.
No.
You walk in any high school in this country and say, "I want some weed." You could have it right there.
Right. So hold on, man. Come walk to my locker with me.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Dude, I bought everything in school. I mean, I could buy a joint. I could buy anything. I wasn't buying no hard drugs in school, but it was available. Mm-hmm. And I know this little rich kid, Mustafa Shakan, his daddy was a doctor. They were drunk as hell, like, "Man, I want some coke." So I said, "All right, I'll be back. $100. I went and bought some goody powder and put it in a zip and sold it to him. He gave me $100. And then about an hour later, he comes, "Hey, man." I'm like, "Oh, hell, he's going to come be mad."
He wants some more.
He wanted more. I'm like, hold on. I got to run to my supplier.
Yeah.
I got to go to Circle K, my suppliers. 7-Eleven.
Circle K.
I paid 89 cents for a box of BC powder and charged him $100 for it.
But his headache went away.
That wasn't nothing but acetaminophen. He bet he didn't have a hangover the next day.
Right.
But he was so drunk he thought he was having a placebo effect on that goody powder.
That's messed up, man. Oh. What now? Would you go to jail for selling fake drugs?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if you remember Kenny Motown Murphy. Do you remember that name when you were at WGIV?
Kenny Motown Murphy.
Kenny Motown, money-making, hip-shaking, back-breaking Murphy. You don't remember Kenny Murphy?
I think I do.
Kenny couldn't read or write, but he could get on the air and play records.
Right.
Kenny's gone now. God bless you, Kenny. But I was in. He got arrested.
Murphy, yeah.
I saw him in the police blotter in the paper. He got arrested for selling a rock to an undercover police officer who stopped and wanted to buy some crack. And Kenny sold him a rock off the ground. The guy pulled in the neighborhood. Kenny went over and sold this man a rock. It was a real rock.
Yeah, man.
For like $40.
Wow.
And it's for selling artificial or whatever fake drugs. Yeah.
Right. That's messed up. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well,
hell, he said he wanted a rock. I sold him one.
Right. Hell yeah. How much you got? I got 20. Okay. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Piece of Mecklenburg County granite right there.
There you go. Rock on with your bad self. I'm trying to figure out how to convert a personal page to like a media page or business page.
But you probably want to try to do that when you're off the air, Lee.
No. I want to do this as a learning moment.
While you're on the
teaching
air.
moment. Yeah, teaching moment.
How focused are you on your show?
Just totally. I'm listening to you.
Not focused.
I am.
Yeah, I'm going to quit talking and then see what happens.
Well, then I'll start talking. But while you were talking,
You've never seen him. He'll be on and he's texting.
No, I'm not texting. I'm searching.
No, he's texting.
No. I'm searching for information, content, topics, things to talk about, breaking news. Like Kirshner had finished his little meeting with the Senate hearing, and he came out and says, "I've done nothing wrong." I thought it was important to give people an update on that. No.
Yeah, but what did he say in the hearing? Because we couldn't see that.
That's right. That's why they wanted to keep it private. not a
Why? We
public
need
hearing.
to see. What happened to transparency?
Well, they don't. But come on, this is the Trump family. There's
Only
no
transparency they
there.
gonna have is them bullet holes in their ass when somebody and you see through their ass.
That would not surprise me. I don't encourage anybody.
I'm
to
just
do that,
tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. It's time to move on. I mean,
agree.
since the day that man was inaugurated, from day one, it's been controversy, distraction, and no progress. It's
well,
been just
that was the
one
expectation,
distraction.
but it actually started 2 years earlier because that's what he ran on. So I'm not surprised that nothing changed because that's how he got there, and that's his mindset. Well, it worked for me, to pull off the impossible task of becoming president, and I still believe that he never thought he would be able to pull it off.
I still ain't convinced he really won.
Right. Well,
people say, well, nobody hacked any voting machines. You don't know that.
Uh-huh.
They're computers. Nobody knows that. I welcome you to go watch the movie Man of the Year. It's and Hollywood usually prepares us
Right.
for reality. Yeah, so. I don't guess nobody wants tickets to that show.
No, and that's
How
not,
about the summer tour, the Hostages and Herpes tour coming up this summer with R. Kelly and Usher?
No, I don't think nobody wants to. They don't want to go see that either.
Hey, did you see that white man down in Florida who was shooting up the AT&T trucks?
No.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
This white man, these brothers was working on the fiber optics outside his house. Apparently, he don't like AT&T, but this dude walks out with his pistol, unloads it, shoots all the tires out, goes back to the next truck, shoots all the tires out. What? Then he reloads it, starts shooting into the engines of the truck. And, of course, he was apprehended and released on a $40,000 bond. If that had been a black man running from an AT&T truck, he would have been shot in the back.
Oh, man, that's nuts. What part of Florida was that?
Let's see, and I'll send it to you because the AT&T guy is on the Hialeah. I don't know if it's Hialeah. Hialeah.
That's South Florida, down around Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I'm going to send it. I'm going to put it on your timeline right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you post more shit on my timeline than I do.
Well, just so you can find it.
Yeah, whatever.
And people who are listening can easily access it because they're probably your friends, not mine.
I don't have any friends.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of haters. Yeah, I see him out here shooting the tires out.
Yeah, you got to hear the audio. It's funny. The brother's like, he's shooting right now. No, actually shooting. He's like, he's.
All right. We got about 3 minutes, so we'll use this as going out.
Hear the air coming
Yeah,
out.
There's a
the
guy
air's coming
shooting out my tires. I'm at work working in the area of Hialeah, 684 Southeast 5th Place. He shot out the tire. Huh? 684 Southeast 5th Place, Miami, Florida. There's a guy shooting out the tires. And he's shooting the engine on the trucks and everything.
That guy was crazy.
Oh, he's beyond crazy.
All right, no problem. 305, 331.
He's asking for his phone number.
Shooting with an actual gun, a revolver, with an actual gun. He's shooting out the tires.
Reloading now.
All right. Yeah, I'm not even nowhere near the guy.
You in gun range.
He's a Spanish guy.
Looked like a white guy to me.
He's about 60 something. He's a very old guy.
He can't shoot. What is he hitting now?
He has a gray shirt with gray pants. All right. No one's injured. Nobody's even near him, but he's still shooting the truck right now.
I don't hear any
It's a white
sirens yet.
AT&T bucket truck. Yes.
Now I hear some
All right.
sirens. About damn time.
Derek.
That's a white neighborhood. They got there quick.
Derek. My name's Derek.
Shooting out the windows in the truck now.
No, nobody.
Oh, he was
somebody's
released.
Up in
He
the
was
bucket.
out on
Somebody's
bond
up in the
the
bucket
next
right
day.
now, and they can't come down because he's shooting the truck.
Wow. What's his issue?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Mon and Park
He got
out
his
front
damn
of his
phone bill
place.
from AT&T probably, where they charge him data overages.
All right, the police did. They just
He
got
didn't.
it.
The caption says
All right,
he didn't
they
like
just pulled up.
AT&T trucks parked in front of his home. Boy, you are
Maybe-
crazy.
Maybe Verizon paid him to do that. I don't know.
Right. That's nuts, man.
Can you hear me now? Pow! Can you hear me now?
Man, that is in freaking sane. For somebody
That's the
to do
complexion for the protection. If that had been a brother, he'd have been killed.
that. Wow. Only in Hialeah, Florida, or in Florida, would something like
Don't
that
sell
go
no
down.
cigarettes on the corner. They'll kill you. But
That's
you
the
can shoot the
truth.
tires out now. Shit.
And he calmly stood there. I'm going to play that video for you tomorrow. It's already been viewed by over 6 million people, so this thing has probably been around a little while.
No, it just happened last week.
Oh, really?
It was all over the
July
news.
19th.
Jesus. Whizzy. Well, thanks, folks, for being a part of the show and hanging out with us, tolerating our craziness, and thank you for being a part of it. And all your comments on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, we appreciate it. We see you. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here on thepowerofvoices.com, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and all the rest. Thank you so much. Chris, Apollo, and, of course, the real kick in the side. She keeps me laughing all the time with her unpredictable comments. Carol in the house. We'll see you tomorrow right here at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Bye-bye. Have a good day.